Hi, I'm Timothy Anderson, President and CEO at the United States Senate Federal Credit Union. As we celebrate during the month of February Black History, we have an awesome opportunity to sit with one of our own, Mr. Bertie H. Bowman. Bertie has been a part of this credit union for well over 45 years on our board, and he is the longest serving staffer in the United States Senate history. We're just pleased to be able to sit with Bertie, hear his story, visit with him, talk with him, learn of his experiences. Our employees are just delighted to have this opportunity. So today, kind of sit back with us as our DEI committee, along with Tanya Carmen in our training department, take this opportunity to interview a legend. We look forward to hearing from Bertie, and thank you for joining us.
All righty. Thank you so much, Mr. Bowman, for joining us today. Coming to this area so young at the age of 13, especially during the Jim Crow era, were you scared? Were you concerned or worried?
Not a worry in the world. Seriously, no, not a worry in the world.
So why do you think you weren't worried?
So, I just don't know what brought me to that point where I was not worried. Senator Maybank I've been one of his sessions in South Carolina, and he mentioned that if you're ever in Washington, come by to see him. I was ready to roll whenever I get, move out for Washington, and so that's how I kind of got started.
So was it specifically him telling you, hey, whenever you're in Washington, come over,
No.
was it?
It wasn't said like it was just one of those remarks he made to get away because he was leaving the group that he was talking to at that time, you see. And it was just one of those things.
One of those
he
things
decided
you said.
He had a few words to whatever being said that particular time.
Okay. Now I have taken a glance at the book because of course, right? So I've read in the book that you root for the little guy, you root for the underdog. So why do you think you have that mentality?
Because I was a little guy once, and I was a guy that people didn't root for me or do what they did, I wouldn't be where I'm at today.
That's true. That's very true. All right, you also stated in your book that other African Americans assisted you on your travels and gave you advice. Is any of that advice still relevant to you
Well,
today?
that will stay with me for life.
Anything you willing to share with us?
Well, there's part of the people that I dealt with during the time I started out at the Capitol. And when I started at the Capitol, at that time I was sweeping the Capitol steps. So from there I went on to doing other things in the Capitol, which were part of my deal of running away from home. And I've always said that I hope that one of these days I can really find out what these planes are all about in the air. I used to wonder about the planes in the air and other things that were creeping into my mind at the time, working in the fields and stuff like that.
Since you brought up working in the fields, I want you to try to take us back to those farm days. What did a typical day look like for you?
Well, you had the hope of one of these days you won't be doing the field and doing the plowing and picking cotton.
Right.
And all that stuff. It was just something that I was glad to get rid of. And I figured I never did like the farm.
You didn't like the farm?
No, indeed. I didn't like no farm at all. I always said one of these days I'll be somewhere else.
Somewhere that's not on the farm.
That's
and
not
look
on
at
the
you,
farm.
not on the farm.
Not on the farm.
All righty. Also read a little bit about your limousine service.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, the limousine service came about because I've always wanted to do more than just one thing.
Mm-hmm.
I did limousine service, cab, and drove a cab for a while. Other things I did, I always worked part-time. Always out there hustling, trying to make a dollar.
You gotta make a dollar.
And if you didn't make that dollar, you can just forget it.
That's very, very true. I know we kind of talked about it a little bit earlier, but I've heard, or little Bertie has told me that you've retired. So how is that experience for you?
Well, I kind of retired about a month ago myself. Well, December.
Okay, kind of retired.
Kind of retired, just saying retired, but that really don't mean nothing. Because retiring is something that you just kind of sit back and do it, don't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I have enjoyed life and had a good time with my life, and hopefully that I'll be able to share the moment of what they call it, the slow walk into China. Slow walk into China.
I like that.
And that was one thing that I've always enjoyed. But being a retiree, I wasn't exactly a retiree. I was just a person out there,
Yeah.
And the being out there was really great. And being in a position to retire whenever the time comes was
true.
great.
That's true.
Nothing beats that.
Yeah, because I know that a lot of people can't afford to.
No, you just can't jump up and say I'm retired. You gotta do something. You should be doing something.
Exactly.
Not just sitting around not doing anything.
So, what are your plans for retirement?
I have no plans.
Oh, all right. We're gonna see where
I'm just gonna keep trucking.
Keep trucking.
And keep rolling as the time go by.
I'm not mad at that. I agree with that 100%. All righty. So let's talk a little bit about Capitol Hill. How do you feel about being one of the longest serving staff members on Capitol Hill? How does that feel for you?
It's a good feeling
Mm-hmm.
that you are the only one and you've been there all these years. I didn't realize how many years I was there until people start bringing it up.
We gotta bring it up.
Bring it up. How long you been working on the Hill? I've been working on the Hill for about near 65, 70 years.
Mm-hmm.
And that was doing all of the time back to meeting people, working with the credit union, doing a lot of work for the credit union and things like that. I've always enjoyed working with extra time for the credit union. I've always enjoyed the little person, I call them, on the credit union board, or the credit union, information that you can give to other people during your time, or you can always have them that you've been through that rope before.
Yep.
You dealt with this particular person before.
Right.
You've been with the little person, and my little people are the ones that people seem to overlook a lot of times. And hopefully that anything that come up that they want to know why this or that didn't happen, check with me and I'll tell you. We'll see what we can do to solve the problem.
I like that. I appreciate that too, because it's not a lot of people that are willing to look for or root for the little person. So I definitely appreciate that. So working at the Senate, what prompted you to join the credit union?
It was where they needed help. we couldn't even join it one time. Credit union, I wasn't able to join.
Right.
And I'm not saying why. I won't say why, but
Okay.
They didn't want me to become a member of the credit union one time. And that's what prompted me to get in and really do what I can to make sure that everybody got treated the same.
Exactly. Is that what made you want to join the board for the credit union?
Not really. I was just a person that moving along, anything that I can do, I did it. Stuff like that.
Alrighty. This kind of goes into that though. Do you think that your presence on the board made an impact or an influence for equal treatment for everybody?
Well, I think the equal treatment came about to make sure that people who wasn't getting what they should get, that they were able to get it and to see that they get it. Because if you didn't have anyone there to look out for you on the credit union, well, in the credit union, you didn't get no service at all if you were a certain person.
I got you.
You know what I mean? So with that, I would say I'll leave it at that. That you had to be a certain person to even get the treatment you get being in the credit union or being on the board of the credit union. But being on the board wasn't a bad deal. It was, you get all you had your little goodies that you go through.
So what has the experience being on the board, what has that taught you, if anything?
Well, it taught me a lot of things.
Ooh.
You'll have to finish reading the book. For the chapter, I guess you can go to chapter 8.
All right,
Part
chapter
of chapter
8.
8, I think, you get some information on that situation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, I got one more for you. Okay. So describe the differences that you've witnessed over the past maybe 60 or 70 years. And is there a moment that stood out for you as far as equal treatment for everybody?
There is no special thing about my treatment that I got being on the board or being a member of the credit union to make sure that the little person get his or her chair. Being on the board was a great thing, and to make sure that when things arrive, that they got the same treat that the president of the board got.
Exactly. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much for sitting with me. I greatly appreciate it. I guess we can open it up to questions if anybody has any.
What has been your greatest achievement?
Ooh.
Working all 60-some years on the Hill.
What is a favorite memory?
Favorite memory? I have many of those.
Do you feel the credit union has achieved your goal of equal treatment?
No, there's always, it will be a long time before you can get equal treatment. You will have to, I think we'll have to go fishing for a long time to find where that fish is. And if you get on one of those chapters in the 10 chapters of the book, you will catch a fish.
And they also said, what else can we do to serve the underserved?
To serve the underserved, just continue doing what you've been doing for the last year or so, or for the last 10 months or so, and I think that would be very helpful in serving this underserved.
And who did you look up to when you were a child?
My father. He the one kept me plowing and working in those fields all that time.
Yep.
So he the one I look up to, and the more I look up, did I get any different treatment? No.
Someone said, do you have plans to write another book?
I don't know. I may and may not. So to answer the question, I may write another book.
And what do we need to do to look so good at 90?
At 90, tell them to treat people the way they would like to be treated, and just play the life I played. I played a nice life, had a nice life. That's about it. That's all I can let out now. But if you read the book, I think in chapter 7, you'll find out a lot of things that I wanted to do. The difference in what happened then and now.
How does it feel to have a building named after you?
Feel real good. I just realized that when I saw the Bertie Building this morning. Before, I don't know how I feel until I saw the side of that Bertie Building. But it feels real great that you're able to see that. You know, a lot of people, they don't get to see the things that they're named after until they're dead and gone. But hear how lucky I am. I'm the luckiest person in the world, able to see Bertie Building, Bertie Bowman, Alexander, Virginia, get off the subway car, and all those kinds of things that you can see. And to see all of that stuff at the life that I am situated in is really great.
Alrighty. So now that there are any more questions, Mr. Bowman, thank you so much for sitting with me and with us and sharing your experiences. And it's awesome to meet you.
My pleasure to meet you.
Wow, what a tremendous interview and just great information from our own Bertie Bowman. Let me just say thank you, first of all, to our members who have joined in to watch this, to our employees, and a special thank you to Tanya Carmen. Great interview, Tanya. You did a wonderful job. And to Mr. Bowman, Bertie, thank you so much. We always learn so much about your story. We're just so proud to be connected with you. And so to everyone, thank you for joining. I want to say thank you to our DEI committee. This has just been a tremendous event. Thank you and have a great day.